Greetings everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to design a nut and a bolt. Yeah, this is our end product. You can look at them, they are very amazing. This is a nut and a bolt. Purpose to pay attention to each and every step that I'm going to do here. First of all, I'm going to take up my workspace. Now this is the workspace that we are going to use here. And then I'll select the polygon. After selecting the polygon, I enter the number of sides as 6 sides. Let the number of sides be 6. I select the starting point and I put on the orthogonal mode and I give it a radius of 20. Let us zoom it for clarity purposes. This is a polygon of 20 millimeters radius. I'll take up the line command and draw a line from that point to this point. Next, I'll take up the circle and give it a radius of 20 millimeters. Yeah, that is a circle of 20 millimeters radius. I'll take again the circle command and give it a radius of 10 millimeters. Next, I'm going to delete this line. And then I'll take up the copy command for us to have two 2D objects, because we are going to need a nut and a bolt. Yeah, that's awesome. Next, we are going to press pull. Let us press pull this object at a distance of 20 millimeters and convert it to a shaded view for clarity purposes. Press pull the outer portion at a distance of 20 millimeters. Next, you are going to take up the fillet edge command and give it a radius of 2 millimeters. So I take the fillet edge command, I select the two edges and I give it a radius of 2 millimeters. And then I press enter. Then I'll do solid intersect. I take up the solid intersect command, I select the two solids to intersect and I press enter. Now I'm going to need the internal threads, so I'll use up the helix command. I'll take up the helix command and I specify the center point, that is the center point. I give it a base radius of 10 millimeters and the top radius as 10 millimeters. Let the number of turns be 10 and the helix height as 20 millimeters, because that was the height of our nut. Then I press enter. Yeah, that's awesome. Next, I'll turn it to a 2D wireframe, because we are going to need to use the sweep command and use this helix as the sweep path. So I take up a circle of 0.5 millimeters and then I'll select the sweep command. I select the object to sweep and then I'm going to select the sweep path. Yeah, that is the sweep path. Let us turn it to a shaded view so as we can see it clearly. Then I'm going to subtract that helix part from the nut for it to leave a thread besides. Yeah, you can see very clearly that the threads has been made on the inside. The internal threads has already been made. Now this is our nut. Next, I'm going to go now to design a bolt. This is our awesome nut. So I'll take up the press pull command. I select the internal portion and press pull it at a distance of 60 millimeters. Then I press pull this part at a distance of 20 millimeters. Then I'll press pull the last portion at a distance of 20 millimeters. Next, I'm going to do filleting. So I take up the fillet edge command. I'll take up the fillet edge command and do filleting on the two edges, on the upper edge and on the lower side, on the lower edge. Yeah, those are the two edges. I give it a distance. I give it a radius of 2 millimeters, and then I'll press enter. Next, I'll take up the solid intersect command to intersect the two objects. Select the objects to intersect, and then I press enter. Yeah, you can see now we have our bolt head very well designed here. Now, because I require the external threads, again I'll take up the helix command. Take up the helix command. I specify the starting point. Yeah, that is our starting point. I give it a base radius of 10 millimeters and a top radius of 10 millimeters. Let the number of turns be 10. Yeah, let the number of turns be 10, and the helix height be 30 millimeters. Yeah, you can see now we have our 2D helix being formed there. Now we need the threads, so we are going to use up the sweep command again. So I draw a circle of 0.5 millimeters. Draw a circle of 0.5 millimeters radius. I take up the sweep command. I select the object to sweep, and then I will select the sweep path. This will become my sweep path. So I select the sweep path, and then I press enter. Yeah, awesome. That's amazing. Next, I'm going to subtract the helix part from the bolt. So I take up the subtract command. I select the object to remain, and then I'll select the object to be eliminated. Yes, you can see now we have the external threads being formed there. The amazing threads, the amazing external threads. Next, I'll take up the chamfer command to eliminate the sharp edges of our bolt there. Yeah, I select that edge and I take up the chamfer command. I give it a radius of 1 millimeters as the first distance and the second distance as 1 millimeters, and then I'll press enter. Then I press enter again. Yeah, you can see now the chamfer command has done its work very perfectly. Yes, now we have our awesome nut and bolt here. You can look at them. They are very amazing. So I'll use the union command to join the two objects, that of a bolt, and I press enter for it to become a one solid object. Then I'll need to delete these two skeletons. Yes, I'll need to delete the bottom skeletons. So I'll hide this the upper objects first. Then I select the objects to be eliminated, and then I'll delete. Then I end object isolation. Yeah, we end the object isolation. Then I'll remove the grid. Let me remove the grid. Yeah, that way. Yeah, you can see now we have our awesome nut and bolt. This is our end product, our awesome end product. Thank you very much for watching my video. I hope you have learned. Please purpose to subscribe, share, like, and comment. Thank you very much, and be blessed.